Honkai Star Rail has 8 different paths, with the Remembrance Path as the newest one. Each path has its own function for your team. Preservation is a tanker, Abundance is a healer, Hunt is a single target damage dealer, etc. But what is Nihility? If we look at the game's description, Nihility is a path specializing in debuffing to reduce enemies' combat capabilities. It seems very normal at the first sight. Many games also have this kind of class. In Honkai Star Rail, Pella, Fugue, and Jiaoqiu are the best examples. By reducing enemies' defense and giving vulnerability, your team will inflict more damage. Other Nihility can deal with a good amount of damage, such as Kafka and Acheron. But since we're already in patch 3.0, their damage is insufficient compared to the Herta and Aglia with Sunday. They're getting far and far from the meta. Do you need Nihility characters on your team? Especially if you're not playing an Acheron, DOT, or Super Break team? Do you prefer them over other characters when you're not playing on their niche team? I don't think so. Because if you want to increase your team's damage, this game already gives you the option by creating the Harmony path. A powerful path that gives your team a lot of buff to increase your overall damage without sacrificing their team flexibility, which is a better way than reducing your enemy's combat capabilities like what Nihility does. If we look at all the limited Harmony in this game since patch 1.x, all of them are very powerful in many different scenarios and teams, with the only exception of Sparkle, who got power crept so hard by Sunday. Ruan Mei is mandatory for the Super Break team, since she can longer the break duration and increase the weakness break efficiency. These abilities are very important in this specific team. But outside her niche, Ruan Mei is still a top-tier support. Pulling for her is worth it even though you're not playing the Super Break team, unlike Fugue who's glued to the Super Break team. Robin is arguably the most valuable character in this game. If you know how powerful Dance 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 is, then you know how good Robin is. She's DDD on steroids. She's the main reason why the follow-up attack team is dominating the meta, even giving Fei Xiao, who is a hunt character, a chance to eliminate many AoE scenarios effortlessly. Sunday is the best hypercarry buffer in this game. He has everything that you need for your DPS. Even if you're not playing a Remembrance DPS like Aglia, where it's supposed to be his main purpose, he's still the best option by far. No one is close to him. There's a reason why there's a joke about H in HSR stands for Harmony. But if we return to our main topic, which is Nihility, is there any Nihility character who deserves the same spot as Ruan Mei, Robin, and Sunday? Even until 3.0, the answer is definitely no. Jiaoqiu in beta probably has a chance, but sadly, they decided to nerf him so badly and turn him into a kind of dedicated support for Acheron only. And as an Acheron support, he's very good, but outside that team, not really. The trio Harmony overshadowed him. In Honkai Star Rail, Nihility is the most flexible path in the game. You can run them as a support or amplifier, even though the trio Harmony overshadows them, or you can run them as a damage dealer. Whatever you choose, Nihility can do that in AB level. Good enough, but far from the best. When Kafka was released, she was definitely a good DPS. She even introduced the DOT meta. 4-star characters like Shampoo and Luca finally have their place on the meta. The DOT team was able to effortlessly clear any available content. Unfortunately, when he was released, Imbibitor Luni took the place of the best DPS character in the game by a mile. But good news for Nihility. Acheron, as an emanator of Nihility, reclaims the top spot again for the Nihility character in the meta. Acheron was the strongest DPS back then, and she had the chance to become the best until now, if only Jiaoqiu were not getting a big nerf. Because even though Firefly was released after Acheron, Firefly has an entirely perfect team for her. You have Lingsha as a sustain, Ruan Mei as a buffer, and Fugue as a trigger. Fei Xiao also has a complete team too. Meanwhile, Acheron only has Jiaoqiu, and Kafka only has Black Swan. There's no meaningful upgrade for them even until now. So when I say that Nihility is just good but far from the best, It's not because they are mid or even weak, but because Hoyo still has not decided to make them better by releasing better characters tailored for them. When that time comes, we can probably see a Nihility character standing on the top meta. But for now, they're just a jack of all trades, best at nothing.